You're listening to Intellectual Nudity, Uncensored, Uninhibited, Unleashed, The Jose Soto Show.
Well, we have the Boy Scouts. Now, what are they doing now? I don't know if you heard about this, but I guess some of you may have. The Boy Scouts of America, they're dragging their feet and their knuckles over this whole gay issue. And I don't want to really go over what I feel about this because, a lot of you already know what I feel about this. But I don't know, I guess for those of you who are new to the show, what I believe is gay people, we as a community, as a group of individuals, diverse as we are, smart as we are, creative as we are, although not clever, sometimes we are not that smart, especially when it comes to sex, but that's a whole different story. The thing is, I don't believe we belong in the Boy Scouts. And it's not that we can do it. Look, some of the things that they do, I can do those things with my eyes closed. It's not the fact that we gay people cannot make good scouts, although, why would you want to do that? Is that there's no use for the scouts anymore. Look, we have a new society. We are advancing in our technology. We don't need this survivalist mentality to live in the woods or in the mountains, like a fucking hermit. And gay people, we don't need to be there. You might as well join the Mormon church. Might as well join the Catholic church. Might as well join the Southern Baptist Convention. And you might say, well, Jose, why are you saying that? Because those are the groups behind the Boy Scouts of America. The Boy Scouts are no longer what they used to be. In the 40s and the 50s, that's all gone. That's all over. What we have today is a reactionary, religious, sectarian group based in the South and in Utah. Why would you want to do that? Might as well just fuck it. Just join the fucking Mormon church. Do that. Might as well. The Boy Scouts are not the Boy Scouts. It's a vehicle that the Mormons and the reactionary evangelicals, these racist rednecks, are using to advance their ideology. That's all it is. Why would you want to be a part of that? Oh, Jose, I like to go camping. Well, go camping then. Fuck it. Who cares? We don't belong there. And besides, it's kind of creepy to have a stranger, a weirdo, wearing a creepy, fruity uniform with a park ranger hat. And I think that's kind of like a sexual fetish. I believe that. What person in their right mind would go on television and wear a Boy Scout uniform? What is that? Why do we allow grown men to play dress up like that? Explain that to me. Because I was watching CNN today and there was this Boy Scout, Eagle Scout, a guy, in his 50s, I think, 40s, I don't know, too old to be a Boy Scout, don't you think? And he was arguing with Zach Walls, who was also a Boy Scout. Now, I don't really care about that, but what really struck me was that this guy, he's a fucking grown man. He's wearing a Boy Scout uniform. Isn't that kind of weird? Isn't that kind of, I don't know, awkward, at least? That people have, a grown man would have this dress-up fetish. Oh, look at me, I'm a Boy Scout. So what? Fuck you. And these conservatives always say, you know what they say about group identity? Have you heard about that? Group identity? Talk to Mark Levin, Groucho Marx. You know, he's the head honcho, the general, the great one from the bunker. Talk to that fucking asshole, and he tells you that why are the gays always grouping together as a group? We don't believe in group identity or group politics or identity politics. What we want is to support the individual.
Yeah, support the individual. Liberty, justice, liberty and tyranny.
Fucking asshole. But yet here we are talking about a group of fruity little emasculated men who think they're masculine by wearing a uniform that everybody else in the group is wearing. Now, you're not a militia, you're not a military, you're not police officers, you're not firemen. You don't need to wear a uniform. Fuck. I mean, just for that reason alone, no gay person will ever want to join the Boy Scouts. I mean, look at that fucking uniform. That's hideous. I mean, the men who wear this, and they think they're macho. They think they're masculine because of this. I mean, what gives? You know, these people remind me of these other men who buy big guns because they have small dicks, or buy these big old trucks, you know, these Hummers and these monster trucks with the big old wheels. Why? Because they are nothing but women inside of a man's body, and they feel as though they are insufficient, and they are. They're empty. They're hollowed out. They have nothing to offer to society but just their stupidity. So why again do we want to be a part of that? All right. Well, the Boy Scout Executive Council has decided to propose this resolution, or whatever it is, propose new regulation to the National Council of the Boy Scouts to be able to only allow gay people under the age of 18. Basically gay scouts, gay youth, right? And the difference of what they wanted to do beforehand, which I think if you really want to join this fruity club, which I suggest you don't, but that would have been, I guess, okay. But here we have gone from bad to worse. Now they're saying that only those who are under the age of 18 can be a Boy Scout if you're gay. But if you once you turn 18, I don't know, you have to leave, get out. How about this? Here's my solution: don't join, don't get in. And I saw this, I read this article, I don't know, was it an opinion piece by this guy, this gay guy. He has a kid, and the boy wants to join the Boy Scouts, and he's like, oh, what should I do? Oh my God, my little boy, my little crown jewel. And he doesn't want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but he wants to join the Boy Scouts. And you know what? Both ideas sound pretty stupid, but for me, I would just slap the kid around. Fuck it. You know, my parents, whenever I said anything stupid when I was a kid, they slapped me. Or, no, not slap me, but, they'll get the sandal out. Or, as we Mexicans say, la chancla. And if you're Mexican, you know what I mean. If I had a kid, which maybe one day I plan to adopt, but if I had a kid and that kid wanted to join the Boy Scouts, I would slap some sense into him, physically, obviously. Now, I'm not saying we should beat up kids, but when they're stupid, come on. Our kids need to learn that certain organizations are not meant to exist, especially the Boy Scouts. And if my kid says, "Why, dear gay dad, will you not let me join the Boy Scouts?" And I say, "Well, okay, why don't we do this? Why don't I shove a dildo up your ass?" You might say, "Jose, but that's child abuse." Exactly. Because I want my kid to understand what he's going to feel if he joins the Boy Scouts. Because most likely than not, he will be molested, he will be raped by these fruity, pseudo-masculine, predatory pedophiles who basically join the Boy Scouts to what? To be next to boys. What do you expect? Pedophiles are pretty clever, by the way. They're pretty smart. They find ways to get to your kid. And if you're stupid enough to actually let your kid join the Boy Scouts, you might as well just shoot yourself. You know what? Why don't you just go ahead and rape your own kid? I mean, at least your kid is being raped by his father, you know, by somebody in the family. You know, it's not like a stranger, you know. It's not like some weirdo who wears a fruity little uniform and a park ranger hat. But at least if somebody within the family that's raping you, it's daddy, you know, it's not a stranger. Might as well just rape your damn fucking kid. Why would you want to let your kid join the fucking Boy Scouts? Might as well just let your kid join NAMBLA for all I care. I mean, might as well just do that. Get it over with. And then these parents come out and they complain. Oh, why did my child get raped? Because you let it happen. That's why. And it angers me that some of these parents, especially the dads, they blame the kid. Oh, why didn't you tell me? Well, why didn't you stop it? Why didn't you prevent it from happening? I'm just saying. When I was a kid, you know what I used to do? Yeah, I was used to hanging out with older dudes. And, no, it wasn't because I was gay or I wanted them. Although I did want... Well, actually, I did want one of them. But nothing really happened. I enjoyed the company of older people when I was younger. And we didn't have to wear uniforms or anything. We just hang out, you know. We go to the, Disneyland. We'll just, go to the mall, go to the movies. Why do I need to wear a uniform and swear an oath to some organization? Why do I need to do that as a boy? Why can't I just be a boy? And how come we let children take oaths? What the hell is that about? Children are not supposed to take oaths. Children are supposed to go outside and play with a stick. Alright? They're not supposed to be out camping with some fruity weirdo. A stranger. Anyway, so they're saying what? They don't want gay scout leaders. Oh, boo-hoo, I'm crying. Oh, look at me. I can't volunteer at a pedophile ring. Oh my god, NAMBLA told me I could not volunteer. Oh, fuck them. I don't want to volunteer, and no gay person should volunteer to this, for this organization. You might as well just kill yourself. And this is good. I like this. Actually, I don't really like this policy because it allows gay youths to join. Why do you want to do that? Might as well just join the Klan. You know, it's like a black guy joining the Klan. Or a Jew that joins the Klan. Might as well just have that. Why would you want to join this organization that's run by Mormons? By the U.S. Catholic bishops. They run the show. And it's funny that these gay people who are pushing this, they're saying, whenever they see a gay Catholic or a gay Republican or a gay Mormon, they say, "Ooh, why do you want to join that?" They hate. Exactly. Why do you want to join this group? Leave it alone. Our only way and our only approach is to say, okay, you are a private fruity group, and according to the U.S. Supreme Court, You are a private organization. So you're not entitled, you have no right to taxes, to tax breaks, to tax exemptions, to free free public property. Okay? So, yeah, let's just go that way. Let's get rid of this organization. Well, we don't need this. America doesn't need Boy Scouts. Do you know who needs the Boy Scouts? No, it's not the kids. Kids don't need Boy Scouts. Fuck that. Let me tell you something. The Founding Fathers, you know how these reactionaries like to cite these Founding Fathers, even though they were not perfect. You know, some of them support slavery. But the Founding Fathers were not Boy Scouts. Because the Boy Scouts was not invented until 1901 or somewhere around there. So, the most smartest man in history, not just the Founding Fathers, but go back to Leonardo da Vinci, all these other people, all these famous artists, all these scientists, all of these great thinkers of the world, of human history, they weren't Boy Scouts. And I know the Boy Scouts wants to roll out, oh, you know, we have astronauts. And yeah, but take out the Boy Scouts. And I bet you that those astronauts, those will still be doing their thing. They don't need the Boy Scouts. All of it, that program really is about just having this weird fetish about controlling boys. That's what it is. Controlling boys. That's why they have this. Well, for many reasons, they have this anti-gay policy. One reason is because the pedophiles wanted it. So they can say, look, there are no gays. This happened in the 80s and the 90s. Remember, the 80s, not only do we have the AIDS crisis, we had the pedo crisis. There was a lot of pedo hysteria going on in the 80s. And so the pedophiles were being rightfully, hunted. And they didn't want to be exposed. And when they were in the Boy Scouts, which they were for a long time, the pedophiles and the Boy Scouts said, okay, what we're going to do is, since we can easily link pedophilia and homosexuality, which they did all the time in the 80s, in the 90s, and still today, but not as much as they did in the 80s when they adopted this policy. They said, okay, fine, we'll say that no homosexuals will be allowed to be a member of the Boy Scouts. And we'll come up with as an excuse that it's to be morally straight and morality, blah, blah, all this bullshit, which they themselves don't believe. They don't believe that in that shit. Come on, get out of here. So they came up with this policy. They were able to bribe and blackmail other leaders of the Boy Scouts. I mean, that organization is filled with corruption and blackmail. Why do you think they have allowed 20,000 pedophiles to join that organization for the last 30, 40 years? And so they said, hey, we can take advantage of this hysteria and say, look, we don't have homosexuals in our organization. You can drop your kids off with us. We'll take them out to the forest, up into the mountains, so they can camp and fish and shit in a hole on the ground, right? We can do all that fun stuff. And we'll make your boy into a man, because that's what they were saying. And that's typical of many pedophiles. Those that prey on boys, they'll say, I'm going to turn this boy into a man. Yeah, by screwing his ass? Please. But parents, during the 80s and 90s were like, yeah, we have homosexual teachers and, oh my God, homosexual priests in certain churches. I don't want my kids near that. So they put them all in the Boy Scouts. And so the Mormons also had that policy. Mormons are filled with pedophiles as well. Catholic Church, what do you expect? What do you think is going on there? Nothing but boy boogering left and right. Yeah. So if you ever notice that wherever you have right-wing reactionary uber religiosity, you will find corruption, abuse, child molestation, pedophilia, rape, and all this evilness. And I'll be honest with you, the Boy Scouts, man, they have a lot of skeletons in their closet. And one thing that needs to come out of the closet are those skeletons. And there are about 20,000 of them. 20,000 of them. And you say, oh, that's a lot. Yeah. A lot of Boy Scouts that get molested, they don't come out and say, oh, I was molested, because they feel ashamed. Just know that. But what I'm saying is, when you have an organization that allows strangers to be with kids, no matter what, I don't know, systems you have, and believe me, just look at the Boy Scouts website and any of the websites of your local council, and you'll see what do you see there? Youth Protection Program or something like that. Youth Protection. Why? Because there have been problems. And there still are many problems. And they say, hey, oh, we do background checks and all that. Yeah, but a background check is not going to tell you that this guy likes pink cock. It's not going to tell you that. It will only tell you if they've been convicted of a crime. You see what I'm saying? So a clever pedophile will try to avoid getting caught, and therefore he will not be flagged when they do a regular background check. So I don't know. The thing is that if there are gay youths out there who want to join the Boy Scouts, what's wrong with you? I just laid out what happened in the past and what's going on right now. Why would you still want to join this? I mean, really ask yourself. I mean, what's the point of all this? What's the point of this organization? Ask yourself. What's the point of wearing the park ranger hat? I mean, what does that do? What does that do for you? What does that do when you're prancing around together wearing these strange, weird uniforms? I mean, what does that make you? I mean, what does that make you? I mean, does that make you special? And you might say, well, you know, it's a good program. It builds confidence. It builds character. And like, you know, so what you're saying is that kids are without character. Boys are without... No. That's stupid. Come on. I met a lot of boys who have good character, and they did not either wear these fruity little hats or these fruity little weird uniforms, parading themselves around like a fucking weird dress-up, you know, fetish. They could just be themselves and show their true character. You know where they build their character? It's not in the Boy Scouts. It's at home. At home. With their parents or guardians. That's where they build their character and their identity. Not from the Scoutmaster. Not from the Scout leader. Not from Yogi Bear. Not from any of these fruity, weird characters who parade themselves in these uniforms to think that they are so masculine, but they're not. Because they're not. They are playing dress up. Now, when have we decided that playing dress up makes you masculine? When did we decide that? Anyway. And GLAAD, I'll talk about GLAAD in a bit, but GLAAD is all over the place with this. They're trying to get, you know, who cares? My policy is no gays in the Boy Scouts. Stay away. Stay away from that hornet's nest. We don't need to be there. Stay away. There's so many other things that we can do. So many other things. Wonderful things. We don't need to be in the Boy Scouts. And I hope I made that clear. And I know some of you might disagree. Jose, no, we need to be... No, no, no. Just like we don't need to be with the Mormon church. We don't need to be with the Roman Catholic Church. We don't need to be in a reactionary church. We don't need to be there. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have to be in a church. No, you can be in any church, just not these churches. Why? Because they hate gays. The Boy Scouts, over a third of the Boy Scouts are controlled by Mormons. Mormons only account for less than 2% of the population. Yet, they control the Boy Scouts. Explain that to me. What does that tell you? Oh yeah, they control the Boy Scouts. Yes, they do. Now, why do you want to join the Mormon reactionary church? Basically, that's what you're doing. You're going to join the Boy Scouts, might as well just prance around with the Book of Mormon and drink some lemonade. And what else do these Mormons do? Oh yeah, you want to wear some, fashion, of course. They're always, these cults, because I consider the Boy Scouts a cult. These cults, like the Mormons, the Boy Scouts, they have these weird codes and oaths and uniforms and pieces of garments, these fetishes with garments, with magic underwear, with park ranger hats. I mean, what is this? It's fucking weird. And if my kid were to ask me, "Gay dad, I want to join the Boy Scouts," I'll fucking slap that kid. Fucking slap him across the face. How dare you? It would be like if my kid says, I want to join the neo-Nazis. I want to join a gang. I want to join the Klan. No, you're not going to join. In fact, the Boy Scouts, what is this? It's just a gang. It's a clique, a gang. But they don't go out there, graffiti anything, right? They wear uniforms. Gang members, they wear uniforms too. The same type of clothing, the tattoos, and all that shit. Both, these Mexican gangs and these Boy Scouts, they all go outside a lot, and they do a lot of activities outside. They both like to work out, yeah. And they continuously recruit, and that's what they do. Talk about recruitment. And the audacity of the religious right to say, look, you gay people are recruiting our kids from the schools. Look at what they're doing. They're going to the schools. I was in elementary school in the 4th grade, and the Boy Scouts came in, the Cub Scouts. They came and tried to recruit us. We all said no. We laughed. We laugh at them. We laugh at their face. We point in and laugh at these geeks. I mean, they look weird. I mean, this whole thing was awkward. And if you want to have a bunch of white dudes go to a Mexican, basically a Mexican community, an elementary school run by Mexicans, all the kids just laughed, pointed at these fruity park rangers, and just laugh at them and bully them. And we rightfully rejected them. And they tried to recruit us. I mean, they just went in there, man. They went in there and they recruited us. They said, oh, you should belong in the Boy Scouts. And so they took time off from class. Remember, they took time away from class to talk about the Boy Scouts and their fruity organization and how it's good and all this shit. Now imagine if gay people went to these classrooms and took time away from class time, and we talked about, oh, how it's fun to be gay, and you can wear these nice uniforms and these hairdos, and you can watch RuPaul's Drag Race and all this other crap. Imagine if we did that. Oh, fuck. Oh, Tony Perkins will be having diarrhea for 2 weeks. both of the mouth and the ass. Oh, but they can come into our schools and recruit us, right? All these Mormons can come in and recruit us, don't they? It's like these Jehovah's Witnesses, because I used to be one when I was a little kid. You know, these Jehovah's Witnesses, they come knocking on your door, but try to knock on their door, they get belligerent. Of course, the hypocrisy is overwhelming, isn't it? And the funny thing is, when we talk about school and education, you know, there's been all these news articles about these gay-straight alliances, and that the school principal doesn't want to allow these gay student clubs. And you see these reactionaries say, well, school should be about math and science, and, you know, not about the, you know, social engineering, right? We're socially engineering these kids. Homos are trying to socially engineer our kids and shove their political agenda down our kids' throats. That's what they're saying. But yet, so if if we do it, it's political agenda. We're shoving it down our throats. We are taking time away from precious school time, from math, science, and all that. You know, reading and writing, and, you know, learning the basics, right? Okay, yeah. But why do you get to do it? Why does the Boy Scout? I mean, nobody from the right wing has ever been able to answer this. Why do you get to take away from class time and spend an hour with me telling me how great your uniform looks like, telling me how great adventures you have, oh, and how beautiful it is to shit in a hole on the ground. Oh, how beautiful that is. And looking at the animals and collecting merit badges and all that. And I'm like, okay, time for math, right? Right? I mean, the Mormons and the Catholics, they can go ahead and try to basically take away precious class time from arithmetic, reading, and science to what? Learning how to shit in a hole? Really? That's more. Oh yeah, that you need to know those skills, right? I think we should ban the Boy Scouts. How about that? I know that's not popular. I wish there was a way in this world that we can ban the most useless, deadweight, shithole, crapola groups and people out of this world. Just vanish them from this world into another dimension. They don't belong here because they don't help us. How does the Boy Scout help us? Doesn't. At least with the Girl Scouts, they can sell cookies. I mean, those are really good cookies, by the way. That's the only thing that's good about the Girl Scouts. But, you know, come on, please. Boy Scouts can pretty much just shove it because they have nothing to offer. Nothing. All they want is gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me class time. Please let us in and recruit kids. We need to recruit kids. That's what they're doing. If you want to know who's recruiting your kids, it's not the homos. It's the Boy Scouts. These pedophiles who are grooming these kids. There you go. But anyway. Alright, I'm going to stop this rant because it's bumming me out. And the fact that some gay people are like pursuing this, it makes me want to puke. It makes me want to puke. And believe me, you don't want me to puke because I just had menudo, and that's gonna stink up the place. Oh well.